And in my space in music, I realize that there's a disparity between how creatives get paid and how conservatives make their money, and a lot of the money has been pushed toward the conservatives in the space, and not enough money has come back to the creatives. And it's always cool to be at events like this because you start to realize that the mission for everyone, especially in the blockchain space, is to bring that awareness back to the creatives and allow them the freedom to not only create but also get paid according to what they're creating. So kudos to you guys for doing what you're doing at Bitbasel, and honestly, I'm like happy to be here. The music is great tonight. The artists that performed earlier were great. So yeah, it's a great scenario, great scenery.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, and no, you and I have like an origin story, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about your entry point, because this is all about how we educate the masses about Web3 through the lens of a creator. So what is your origin story? How did you get into blockchain?
Yeah, I actually got in after I got, a few years after I got my first royalty payment, as they say. So my story goes is I'm a multi-platinum musician. My first year into music, I grossed over $18 million in gross revenue for my record label. However, the first check I ever received was probably shy of like 30 grand, or somewhere in the $30,000 range. And for me as a musician who spent most of their life growing up loving music, that actually was like a blow to my chest, right? So I think maybe like circa 2000, I went through a 7-year litigation with my record label. So from 2008 all the way up to like 2014, 15, I went through this whole litigation period. And I learned a lot about the music business from the other side of it, and I had to pay for that knowledge. Coming on the other side of that, I thought it was my duty, I had a responsibility to people to my peers, to the emerging artists, to basically create something or utility that allowed them not to have to deal with the nonsense that I went through. And that's how I got introduced into technology. So my goal was just to create music technology that would help people be creative. And then slowly but surely, that led me into blockchain technology, which to me, my biggest interest in it was, and I could remember getting my first royalty check, is the transparency, right? So we're talking about a technology that, in essence, allows full-on transparency.